book review. So this time it is The Wicked Deep. Now if you're wondering why this has got like a weird plastic thing to it, is I actually put like one of those plastic protectors on it, because this is the like first print edition that has foil on it, so it is easily damaged, the foil, so I actually put one of them plastic protectors on it. Anyway, on to the actual book. The Wicked Deep. I give this about a 2 stars, because frankly, this book is really, really boring, and like almost nothing happens in it. Like, you couldn't even make a full hour-long movie out of this, really. And it would just, if you tried, you'd just be sitting there snoring through it, because it is so goddamn boring. Stop it, you shit! Little shit! I'm watching you. Cats. The only redeemable factor to this book is the ending. The actual, and like, chapter 21 on is the only good shit in here, really, and frankly, if you buy this book, I'd really recommend just reading chapter 21 on, and don't buy it from, like, your actual bookstore, buy it used. Because you're wasting your money if you buy it brand new, because it's not worth the 20 bucks, it's not even worth the $12 paperback one, which isn't even out yet. To my knowledge, anyway. It might be out yet, and I don't know, but I don't care. Because the ending, though, it's extremely obvious, like, from chapter 2 on, exactly how the entire book is gonna go. It's obvious who's possessed, it's obvious who's not, and it's obvious what exactly the ending is gonna be, which kind of completely nullifies the twist ending when you know what that twist ending is gonna be before you even get to it. Before you're even halfway through the book. So it's not much of a twist ending. But it is a damn good ending. And it is a very sad ending, and there is no break from the sadness of the sad ending, except for the very last chapter, per se. Which is needed, honestly, in the book. And some things the book did do right, though, is the book's broken down into, like, chapters. So you've got, like, chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, but then you'll also have things like this that just have, like, random names, like perfumery, spell, things like that. The sea, stuff like that. And those will be, like, in the past, rather than in the actual story of the book. It's, like, explains backstory of some of the characters, of this character's dad, or that character who died before the book even began thing. And those parts are honestly far more interesting than the actual chapters in the book, but they're only like 2 pages long. But they're concise, to the point, and meaningful, whereas the chapters, the actual story of the book, is not concise, and it's not meaningful, and it's not to the point. So that makes that part boring. But having these chapters dispersed through the actual chapters does break up the slow, monotonous, boring pace of the rest of the book, and I probably wouldn't have been able to finish it if it wasn't for that being there, because I just would have been too bloody bored to put up with it anymore. And there is an atmosphere to this book, which is conveyed in, like, the way the front looks. There is definitely an atmosphere to the book, but it's too boring to really notice the atmosphere. If it was less boring, the atmosphere would be kind of nice, but it's too boring for the atmosphere that it has. And as far as the characters go, they all kind of suck. They're all one-note stereotypical. The main character is bland, boring, and constantly repeats herself, and that's all there is really to her character. The love interest is nothing more than an insta-love interest with a revenge backstory. That's it. The ending makes him a little bit better, but only in, like, the last 2 chapters, and that doesn't save the whole character. The best friend is nothing more than the good, fun best friend who's in over her head. And the, I guess, villains of the story are just your stereotypical possessive witches. Nothing special there at all. And it is your stereotypical possessing witches because of great wrong that was done in the past by the town, so now witches possess people. Ugh. It's very much that. And originally, I wasn't gonna even buy this. I bought it because the cover is fucking pretty. Like, look at that bitch. It is so fucking pretty. That's why I bought it. But I don't really read these kind of books, witch possession books, because quite frankly, it almost always portrays witches as bad, horrible, and evil, and I don't like that. And even though there is this little pentagram on the front, there is, like, not a semblance of anything remotely pagan or real witchery in here at all. It's just kind of there to be like, ooh, ooky spooky witches must be pentagrams. Or pentacles, I mean. So. And one other thing that is really nice about this book is, look at that! It's pretty! So, like I said, I bought this book for looks. If you want a book that looks really good, but you don't give a shit about the content, then I would recommend buying this. If you care about the content and don't give a fuck about what the book looks like, I'd pass. Don't bother. It's a waste of your time. It's not a good book. And yeah, I didn't enjoy reading it. And there is, like, romance scenes in here that are, like, borderline erotica. Like, it's not, like, graphic sex or anything, but it's descriptive in a way that comes off like softcore erotica porn shit. Which was awkward and weird to read, and I did not care for that bit at all, really. That was just kind of uncomfortable. And not the good kind of uncomfortable. Just, nah. I'll pass on it again. And this book definitely has zero rereadability. I don't even think I would reread the ending, even though the ending was good. I don't think I would even reread that. And it's not worth reading the whole book just to read the ending. But I would say, yeah, read the ending. The ending is pretty decent. Everything from chapter 21 on is pretty decent. And I would recommend reading that part. But the rest of the book is just not worth your time, or anyone's time, really. Is just kind of crap. But oh right, that is that one other thing I really hated about this book. The love interest boy, his name is Boo. Just B-O, Boo. I hate that name. It is god-awful. It's a horrendous name. Don't name your characters that. It sounds horrible, it reads horrible, it's just horrible. I didn't like that. That was terrible. So, yeah. Overall, it's a 2 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't recommend reading it. It looks nice on your bookshelves because it's pretty as fuck, but outside of the pretty as fuck, it's got no value, really. And it's probably been done before better. I just don't read these kinds very often. My only warning, if you're gonna buy this specific one with the foil and everything, foil damage is really fucking easy, so be careful, don't scratch it with your fingernails or anything like that, and I would recommend getting one of the plastic coverings for it, because, like I said, foil scratches really fucking easily. It took me a while to find one of these books where the foil wasn't already damaged to shit. So, chances are if you're buying it particularly for the looks, you're gonna have to go through about 6 or 7 of the books that your local store has in stock to find one that's undamaged, where the foil's still completely intact. Like, there were a couple where, like, half the moon was gone, part of the name was missing. It was bad. So, you gotta be careful with the foil things. Yeah.